So it's time for the big reveal.
Our choice of the greatest gadget of all time.
A device more important than the TV, Walkman and iPhone.
A true titan of tech. The Motorola DynaTAC 8000, aka the Brick, is the grandfather of all mobile phones. What we think is the greatest gadget ever.
This genuinely does need to be top of the list, because I can remember what life was like before it.
God, it's incredible.
Whew, you were kind of an important person if you're walking down the street in New York and you had this.
There would be no iPhone. There would be no portable phone calling device without this. This came first.
This is royalty.
For the first time, it allowed people to communicate with each other no matter where they were. It simply made our lives better.
I can remember when I was at university, endless time wasted going around to people's rooms, knocking on the doors, leaving messages that eventually you might get a reply to a couple of days later. What a waste of time.
At the time when this was launched, it was revolutionary. And all that's happened is that simple premise, being connected while on the move, has just been refined and improved upon.
There was such an insatiable appetite for this radical new gadget that there was a 6-month waiting list. And that's despite an eye-watering price and specs that seem rubbish by today's standards.
Cost $4,000. It took 10 hours to charge, and you got 1 hour talk time for that. And I don't even imagine how much the phone company were charging you for those calls.
Plus, you'd have to have a really big handbag to carry it around in.
But it's important to put the price and those specs in perspective.
Motorola spent hundreds of millions of dollars in R&D developing this in the late 60s and early 70s. That's probably trillions by today's money.
Well, almost. Motorola actually spent the equivalent of $500 million developing the Brick. That's double what Apple spent creating the first iPhone.
I'd say it was, even then, money definitely very well spent.
Thank you very much, Motorola. You gave birth to, in our estimation, the most significant consumer technology invention ever.
You know what's really strange about the Motorola 8000 being the top of our list of greatest gadgets of all time? Is if you hold it like that, it actually looks like the #1. Yeah?
This beige box has beaten some truly brilliant gadgets, and what clinched it was simply how revolutionary it was. The Brick was a lifesaver and a world changer, and until somebody really nails time travel, we can't see anything beating it.
I almost had my foot to the floor as far as it would go, and it didn't really feel like it was doing anything.
We're losing pressure! It's gonna blow! It's gonna blow!